Hello everyone, it's me, Mrs. Gronert, and today we are going to be completing another fun science activity with our gummy bears. This is Gummy Bear Science Experiment number 2. So today we're going to be finding out what will happen to our gummy bears after they sit in water, salt water, and sparkling water for 24 hours. Let's take a look at all the things you need to complete this activity. For this activity, you'll need 3 clear cups, water and sparkling water, salt, 4 gummy bears, your ruler, a scale or balance, measuring cup and spoons, the record sheet, paper towels, and a permanent marker. Okay, let's take a look at what we're going to do for this activity. The first thing you need to do is make a hypothesis. Remember, a hypothesis is a guess about what will happen to the gummy bears after they sit in the different liquids for 24 hours. You're going to use the record sheet you can find in the description of this video to make your hypothesis. Once you've made your hypothesis and written it down on the record sheet and drawn pictures of what you think will happen to the gummy bears, you're ready to get started. So what do we do? The first thing you're going to do is label the cups with the permanent marker A, B, and C. That way you can remember which one's which. Then fill 1 cup with a half cup water. Fill the second cup with a half cup of sparkling water, and the third cup with a half cup water and 1 tablespoon salt. You'll be placing 1 gummy bear into each of the 3 cups. Then save your 4th gummy bear to compare your results and wait 24 hours. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with this part of the science experiment. Okay, I have all my materials ready, and the first thing I'm going to do is label my 3 cups. This cup will be cup A, and I'm going to write an A on it, nice and big, like that. And I think I'm going to help myself out and write the word water on it so that I remember that cup A has water. Now I'm going to mark cup B. Cup B is the cup that's going to have water and salt. So I'm going to mark salt here. That way I remember. And my last cup is cup C, and this cup is going to have the sparkling water in it. So let me write that down. There we go. So C is for the sparkling water. Now I am ready to get started. Okay, now I already have my water measured to 1/2 cup. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my cup and add my 1/2 cup of water to that one. That's my first cup. My second cup is for the water with salt. So I have another 1/2 cup of water measured out. But now I'm going to add salt to it. And I want to add 1 tablespoon of salt. So I've got my measuring spoon here. I've got my cup right here. And I'm going to measure it out into my spoon. Make sure I get 1 tablespoon. There we go. 1 tablespoon right there of salt. And I'm going to put it into the cup. But I need to stir it around too. So I'm going to take it and stir it around to try to get the salt to melt into the water. If you have access to warm water, it'll help the salt melt away into the water. There we go. So that's my salt water. Boy, that looks different from my regular water too. The last cup, I'm going to add sparkling water. So I have sparkling water here. This doesn't have any sugar in it. It's just sparkling water. And I'm going to measure this out. Oh, there we go. Open it up. And I'm going to measure it out to 1/2 cup. There we go. I have 1/2 cup, and I'm adding that to cup C. Great. Okay, now I get to add my gummy bears. Oh, I can't wait to see what's going to happen to these gummy bears when I put them in. I want to try to use gummy bears that are all the same color so I can really compare my results well. So I found a lot of yellow gummy bears today, so I'm going to use the yellow gummy bears. So here we go. Water, salt, ooh, and salt water and sparkling water. There we go. Now I'm going to save out one more yellow gummy bear. Ooh, it smells good. So that I can compare what happens to the gummy bears in the cups. Okay, so here we go. I've got all my gummy bears. And now what are we going to do? Well, we have to wait 24 hours. So we got to wait a whole other day to get started. After 24 hours, let's take a look at what we do next. So after 24 hours, we are going to take the gummy bears out of the water and place them on a paper towel. We're going to label the towel with A, B, and C so that we remember which cup the gummy bears came from. Then we're going to observe the gummy bears. When we observe the gummy bears, we're going to add our observations of what they look like now to our record sheet. Write down what we notice. Then get your ruler. Use the ruler to measure the size of the gummy bears. Use the scale to weigh the gummy bears. Write down the results right here on your record sheet. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what happens to those gummy bears. When you finish taking all of those observations and writing down how much the gummy bears weigh and how big they are on the ruler, think, what happened to the gummy bears in each cup? Why do you think it happened? How are the gummy bears different now? And how are they different from each other? How are the gummy bears the same? You can take your time and write all of those different observations down on your observation sheet. I hope you have a lot of fun and learn a lot with this fun gummy bear science experiment. And thanks for learning with me today. And I hope to see you again very soon.